You know, I'm going to ask you about the new WHO report that just came out that was looking into the origins of COVID-19 and hopefully shedding some light on that. What can you tell me that we have learned on the back of that report?
I haven't read the 300-page report, and it's obviously very, very detailed and comprehensive. It involved a lot of in-depth work that was done by the international scientists along with their Chinese counterparts when they went to China earlier this year. And basically, they looked at every possible hypothesis on how this virus could have made that jump into humans and begin to spread from human to human. And then they laid out the likelihood of each of those potential scenarios. And while they could not come to a conclusion on the origin of the virus, basically, which means that they have laid out a plan for more research and more work that needs to be done, but looking at the most likely scenario that this came from bats, because the betacoronaviruses are very, very common in bats, and there's a lot of genetic similarity between the SARS-CoV-2 virus and many of the viruses in the rhinolophus bat species. And so a lot more work needs to be done. But how and where it moved from bats into humans and what that intermediate animal was, most likely they believe there was an intermediate animal like the civet cat for the SARS, the original SARS virus, and the camel for the MERS coronavirus. So those are still open questions.
I'm sure you've seen that the former U.S. CDC Director, Robert Redfield, has come out and said that he believes that this virus initially emanated from a biolab in Wuhan in China. Is that definitively not a theory that the WHO finds plausible right now?
It was the least likely. I told you that there were many different theories that were considered. Everything was on the table, but that was considered the least likely of the possibilities.
We all know that the WHO is the most important international organization that's tasked with coordination and education and fighting pandemics. We also know that the Biden administration has recommitted American cooperation with your organization, but there has been a lot of you guys in the crosshairs, both from Trump saying that you're basically an arm of the Chinese government, to now Secretary of State Tony Blinken criticizing the WHO pretty directly for influence of China on this report. I mean, you're a scientist. You're not a political figure. How do you react when the Secretary of State from the United States levels those allegations that your report was influenced by the Chinese government?
No, as you say, Ian, I'm a scientist, and I've been trying really to work on the science side of things, and that's been a truly rich and amazing experience to just see where we've come, in a matter of 12 to 13 months from when we first found out the genetic sequence of this virus, thanks to the Chinese scientists who posted it publicly on the 10th of January last year, which enabled all of these amazing vaccines as well as diagnostics to be developed, to all the other research that's been done, where we are today in a position where we understand the disease, the virus, the epidemiology, the transmission, and the modes of control so much better, and we have so many tools. So I've really been focusing on that and not on the politics. So I don't want to comment really on what anyone said, but it is true that WHO is a member state-driven organization. And so I think, again, it's for the member states that formed the WHO in 1948 to think about its future and how it should be funded and given, empowered, really, so we can do even a better job than what we do today.
Shortly after my interview with Dr. Swaminathan, the Director General of the WHO issued a statement about that report on the origins of the COVID virus and made it clear the investigation continues. He said, in part, although the team has concluded that a laboratory leak is the least likely hypothesis, this requires further investigation. As far as WHO is concerned, all hypotheses remain on the table.